You will be a scrapper. Bam.
Yes?
Ooh.
As I said, I was trained as a Templar before Duncan recruited me about 6 months ago. The Chantry raised me. And becoming a Templar was a decision made for me a long time ago. Duncan saw I wasn't happy and figured my training against mages could double for fighting Darkspawn. Now, here I stand, a proud Grey Warden. The Grand Cleric wouldn't have let me go if Duncan never forced the issue. I'll always be grateful to him. It just wasn't for me. I believe in the Maker well enough, but I never wanted to devote my life to the Chantry. I spent years in that Chantry, hopelessly resigned to my fate. Duncan was the first person who cared what I wanted. He risked a lot of trouble with the Grand Cleric to help me. Or maybe he just happens to be a good man.
I wasn't trying to, like, make you grumpy.
What about? So I imagine, what would you like to know?
All the things.
The Grey Wardens are warriors without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me. I don't know if I'd go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn. That means some pretty extreme things. Whatever it takes to bring victory. Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weishaupt Fortress? The great eyrie carved into the White Cliffs far off in the Anderfels? That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins.
Griffins!
The griffins died out, however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last blight.
But griffins.
There's only a handful left in Ferelden. A few more in other nations.
But griffins.
The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers. I think Kalen is actually excited to ride into battle with us. Maybe he thinks that's what his father would have done.
It is a mod, yeah. The Warden armor actually is a port from Dragon Age 2. They didn't actually have Warden armor in the first one, which is kind of dumb.
King Marek, Kalen's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens were given during the Blights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again.
Oh.
You want to ask me about something else?
Yes.
So I imagine, what would you like to know? You want to ask me about something else? Of course. You want the Chantry's version or the truth? The truth is, we don't really know. They come up from the ground, and that's as far as we've gotten. Yes, and it nearly wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another blight. We haven't seen it yet. People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid
The
without an
Chantry's
archdemon
version
to
or the
unify them.
truth. Yeah.
But seriously, the archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there.
Fair point. Why not kill the Darkspawn when they're underground?
They've controlled the deep roads ever since they defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far.
What is an archdemon
The old
exactly?
gods were dragons, so the stories say. Big ones. Intelligent, even. The Tevinter Empire had big statues of them. Each dragon had a name and a place in the cosmos. It's all very intricate. The archdemons may not be the old gods, but they're definitely dragons.
Why are some people so skeptical?
The Grey Wardens killed so many Darkspawn by the end of the last Blight. People decided they were gone for good.
I have other questions about the Blight.
Of course.
How do Grey Wardens defeat Blights?
We chop off the snake's head. It's the only way. According to
snake?
texts, the most famous Grey Warden leader, Garahel, killed the Archdemon Underarl in personal combat at the Battle of Aisley to end the last Blight. Without the Archdemon to command them, the Darkspawn flee back underground.
Ugh, like it. It's cold. That's why I'm wearing a blanket.
The Grey Wardens keep watch. We feel the Darkspawn when they come. You'll understand after the joining, if you... well, you'll understand. Not to mention people start to notice when Darkspawn pour out of the wilds and taint everything around them.
If you...
Just a guess.
Just how many Darkspawn are out there?
Thousands? Tens of thousands? They've had centuries to build up their numbers. You want to ask me about something else?
Tell me more about Duncan!
Duncan is the leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, which he would say doesn't mean much, as there aren't many of us here. Yet, beyond that, he's a good man, a good judge of character. I owe him a lot. What about you? What do you think of him? That sounds familiar. He's done the best he can with what little he has. And that includes me, I guess. You want to ask me about something else?
This joining ritual.
I wish I could tell you more. Maybe ask me again after Duncan speaks to you about it. You want to ask me about something else?
I want to know... Alright, fine. This upcoming
The
battle...
one tomorrow. I'll tell you. It's Tairn Loghain we should be looking to win it, not the king. Kaelin just wants his place in history. The Tairn is planning the
come on,
strategy.
I love Alistair. Give him
That's
noogies.
my opinion, anyway. I guess I should be thankful the king favors us Grey Wardens.
I must use all the dialogues.
I know who's keeping the lid on the pot.
You see his sword up close real soon. What if we fail? Then we fail.
You know, that's a good question. The other Grey Wardens are riding into battle with the king. I don't know if you'll be with them.
Because I won't survive the joining, is that what you're saying? Why is it happening here of all places?
We're at the edge of the Korkari Wilds, the eye of the Blight Storm, right where the Horde will be coming. Ostagar itself is an excellent defensive position. The Wilders were pushed back from here time and again in ancient days.
What are the chances of success?
I'm sure Tern Loghain has the battle planned to the last detail. Still, no blight has ever been defeated with so little cost.
And what if we fail?
If we don't break the horde here, Duncan says it will spread until it engulfs all of Ferelden. Then it will take an alliance of nations to fight it, which would be bad. Neither the king nor the Tern really seems to believe this is a real blight.
Yeah, I got that vibe.
You want to ask me about something else?
That doesn't necessarily mean that they're right.
Then let's get a move on, shall we?
Yeah. Oh, hello. I want to look all cool, but after my joining. Doesn't seem right story-wise to put it on now. But in the name of getting money, let's sell some shit to this guy.
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps? Let me know what you'd like.
Alright. I don't need that. Scout if I need. Don't need that. Helm of the Deep. No. 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 Ooh. Bulwark of the True King. Now that shit I'll keep. Ooh, hello. Grey Warden Dagger. Great sword, don't need. These. Council. Nope. Nope. Sell. I'll keep you around just in case. Sure, bow elm, sell. And how much monies do I have? I have 6 gold. Good for me. Alright, let's go find Duncan. I suspect he's the person with a giant glowing arrow over his head.
You found Alistair, did you?
Yes.
Good. I'll assume you're ready to begin preparations. Assuming, of course, that you're quite finished riling up mages, Alistair.
What can I say? The revered mother ambushed me. The way she wields guilt, they should stick her in the army.
She forced you to sass the mage, did she? We cannot afford to antagonize anyone, Alistair. We don't need to give
Don't
anyone more
scold him for
ammunition
sass.
against
It's
us.
what makes him
You're
glorious.
right, Duncan. I apologize.
No!
Now then, since
Don't
you're
do
all
it.
here, we can begin. You 4 will be heading into the Korcari Wilds to perform 2 tasks. The first is to obtain 3 vials of Darkspawn blood, 1 for each recruit. There was once a Grey Warden archive in the wilds, abandoned long ago when we could no longer afford to maintain such remote outposts. It has recently come to our attention that some scrolls have been left behind, magically sealed to protect them.